Have you ever felt like you're floating through life? Not fully here, not fully there. Your body goes through the motions, but your mind is just somewhere else. Lost in thoughts, fantasies, in someday. If that feels like you, gentle, dreamy, and often absent from the present moment, then I want to introduce you to a flower that can bring you back into your own life. Clematis. This is the Bach flower remedy for the dreamers, the drifters, the quietly creative souls who live in possibility, but sometimes forget to live right here, right now. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a Bach flower practitioner, herbalist, and student of esoteric and vibrational sciences. I've been guiding people through emotional healing, not by suppressing what they feel, but by actually listening to it. My deepest passion is helping people reconnect with their emotions, their intuition, and their inner strength through the subtle yet powerful support of Bach flower remedies, of course. These remedies changed my life. Not overnight, not dramatically, but deeply. They helped me come back to myself when I felt lost, overwhelmed, or completely stuck in fear, shame, or exhaustion. And I've seen them do the same for hundreds of others. That's why I created my online course, Bloom into Balance, so you can do it yourself with my guidance and help. To help you truly understand these flowers, not just as drops in a bottle, but as living allies in your emotional and spiritual journey. Inside the course, I teach you how to work with the remedies for yourself and your loved ones. You'll learn how to choose, combine, and use them in real-life situations. Grief, anxiety, burnout, boundary issues, people-pleasing, depression, and more. It's more than information. It's a path. A soft but powerful way to come home to your heart. So whether you're just curious or already walking the healing path, welcome. You're not alone here, and there's so much more to discover. Who is Clematis for? Clematis is for you if you daydream often about the future, about escape, about something more beautiful than reality. You find it hard to stay grounded, focused, or fully awake in your life. You often feel sleepy, spacey, or disconnected, and maybe even slightly numb. People might say you're off in your world. You're highly imaginative, but your dreams stay dreams. You struggle to bring them down into action. Children who doodle during class, adults who dissociate during conversations, artists who dream but never finish the canvas. Clematis types aren't lazy, they're just elsewhere. So what does Clematis do? Clematis gently calls you home, not to a place, but to the moment, to your breath, to your feet on the earth, to the life that's happening right in front of you. It helps gather all the scattered threads of your energy and bring them into focus, here and now. You don't lose your creativity, you gain presence. You don't stop dreaming, you start building. So the Clematis archetype is the visionary, the dreamer, the artist. But when out of balance, this archetype becomes the escapist, the drifter, the one who floats away when life gets too loud or too painful. Clematis helps the visionary descend, to walk among us, to plant the dream in soil and to manifest the unseen. It says, don't escape your life, create it. Pairings that go really well with Clematis. Chestnut bud, for those who forget to learn from life because they're not present enough to really register the lesson. Walnut, when Clematis fog is part of a life transition or identity shift. Wild rose, when disconnection turns into apathy and even resignation. Olive, if spacing out is a response to burnout and exhaustion. Honeysuckle, if the drifting is not toward the future, but into the past. On the emotional level, Clematis brings back your ability to engage with reality, to be here without needing to run, to feel without drifting off into the fantasy of how it could be someday. You begin to notice beauty in the ordinary. You cry again, you laugh again, you return. On the transformational level, Clematis turns passive dreaming into creative action. You stop waiting for life to begin one day. You begin shaping it right now. You see that your visions were never the escape. They were the invitation to become who you really are. You begin participating in your destiny instead of just imagining it. Spiritually, Clematis teaches embodied presence. It's the flower that brings the soul back into the body. It says, this is the moment where your spirit meets matter. Be here. In a way, Clematis whispers the truth. The divine isn't just in dreams. It is in dishes, in the laundry. It's in the sunlight, in breath, in eye contact. Right here, right now. You don't need to escape to find God. You just need to wake up. In its core, Clematis stands for creative idealism. It pulls the creative dreamer back into the world. The person somehow tries to participate as little as possible in the world by literally not being there, dreaming, thinking about a better future, or thinking about the past or another world or planet, lost in music, art, or ideas. The person retreats within their own world. They often seem uninterested because their thoughts are just elsewhere. These people do not find reality attractive, so they are building their own realities, worlds, and fantasies. It's very important that they can be creative and that they can sometimes hide in the forests they've created. Sometimes they can also lack energy because they don't really value the material world and the energetic principle that holds. It's very often the case that these people might develop physical problems in the eyesight or the hearing, which indicates trouble seeing or hearing because, well, they are not there, they're not paying attention. They can also have a very bad physical ability to orient themselves, even bumping into everything and everyone. In very extreme cases, the Clematis type, when sick, might look as if he wouldn't even mind to leave this earth just like that for a better place. They're not suicidal, they are just not there because they prefer to live in dreams, fantasy, movies, thoughts. In general, these people have a much higher potential for creativity than most people, and when such a person cannot express this feeling in his work or minimum in a hobby, they will almost automatically fall into a negative Clematis state. Very important to remember when you have children that are very much a Clematis type, to let them develop their creativity. This person tends to forget that everything and everyone has to play his part in this universe. And when they check out early by being in this negative Clematis state of not being there, they hurt themselves and they hurt the greater good. This person has either not understood his earthly goal or hasn't understood his own soul. From the moment such a person opens up to the world and to his own task, he'll see the cohesion between the spiritual and the material, fantasy and the reality, and he'll discover the deeper meaning and also, well, the deeper meaning for him. This will make the world and his daily life more attractive and exciting for him, so he'll naturally participate more and more in the here and now of his own everyday life. It's important that these people can ground their ideas and creativity in reality. These people need to remember that this task on earth is on earth. It's in reality, it's not in dreams. They have to participate 100% in their own life. They need to recognize the cohesion between astral, spiritual, material, and so on. These people often either crave a lot of light or will benefit greatly if they do get a lot of light. And what this really is about for them is understanding the principle, as above, so below. So if you're someone who's always lived a little off the sides of your own life, if you've dreamed big but found it hard to show up, or if the world feels too sharp and so you kind of float above it, maybe Clematis is calling you, not to make you different, but to bring you home to yourself. Separate from the Clematis flower remedy, a Clematis type can be helped with creative hobbies or work such as painting, acting, producing, publishing, creating, or transforming. They can meditate on the as above, so below principle. They could do yoga practices that also strengthen the etherical body, feel their body, sit with themselves. And as said, sun and light will do them well. And most importantly, participating in their own lives 100%. And Clematis will help with just that. That's what today's video was about, a peek into the mysterious Clematis type. And hey, I know because my better half is a master Clematis. If you want to go deeper into the wisdom of these remedies, I have a free beginner's guide that you can download in the link in the description, as well as an invitation to join my free class where we explore how to use Bach flower remedies for emotional healing in daily life. And if your soul is ready to walk this path fully, I also offer a complete course where I teach you how to use these remedies for yourself and your family at the deepest level. If you need my help, I am delighted to see you in a one-on-one consultation online or in my physical practice. All links are below. I enjoyed making this video and I'll see you in the next one.